Come. Sure. If you can hear, put on 1W in the chat. All right, there is sound. Got 1W in the chat. Give the Lord a hand. Sorry, great. The scriptures say, "Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free."
That's right.
The reason why this is one of my favorite scriptures because for over 400 years, as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we've been lied to. You understand? I had a sister at my slave today come up to me. She saw the shield around my neck, and she was like, "Are you Jewish or are you a gangster?" And she's a Israelite sister, older Israelite sister, and she have no idea that this is her culture. You understand? She Shalom, sis. What she didn't understand is the person that's coming back down to free us from this hellhole is also her king. All she knows is Christianity. All she knows is Christianity. So when she sees this shield, this Magun Dawada, in her mind, she either thinks you must be a GD or you gotta be Jewish. You understand? Why? Because she has been lied to. You understand? In her mind, the Jews cannot possibly be black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You understand? But the scripture says, "Ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." One day, all so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians will be free from all the lies. You understand? Give me 1 second. Shalom. Kind of doing stuff. Sure. So like Israel, give me 1 second. We're about to get the general live in the classroom right now.
That's right.
Give me 1 second, Israel. Like it. I'm right. Clap it up.
Yeah.
Make sure y'all like and share the class. Give me 1 second. It's like Israel.
Who is it? Yeah.
It's like Israel. Like Israel, give me 1 second if y'all could. Trying to take care of some technical difficulties so we can get the general in the class. Give me 1 second.
Serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord to do his will, I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put your faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on Congo.
Gen.Yahanna don't like no soldiers. Through the Spirit of the Lord, we don't like no soldiers.
Like a saint, black, Hispanic, native, they hate your ass the same. Hate Christ in they image, hate you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate African soft niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell, fully connected to the saint. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the I.S.U.P.K, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. I.S.U.P.K the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under Yahanna, ain't he murdered by them and got a hug from Yahanna. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, rank and order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chosen.
Aquí somos la Escuela Israelita del Conocimiento Práctico Universal. Hoy estamos aquí.
Lord Commandant Gen.Yahanna na I.S.U.P.K.
This is what Commander Gen.Yahanna did. This is what he did.
First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. I had to dig.
That's right.
You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
Back roll. send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you, keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes, there's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Riches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gone on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on this war in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in this war in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folded in this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. So I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat.
Make sure the sound is up, the sound is up. Sound okay. Hey, Yahabashim Shabbat Thumb, Yahabashim Shabbat Al Shai. It's Captain Mashak over here in DC, I.S.U.P.K, Washington, DC. Of course, I.S.U.P.K under Command and Gen.Yahanna. Home of the truth since 1969. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, teaching the truth about the Bible. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, or first people, are the 12 tribes of Israel. The Jews are black. They're not the oppressor. They're not the small hat. They're not the Ashkenazi. They're not the Falashan. I almost said falafel. I almost said falafel. I think that's the new name for them, the falafel Jew. Yeah, I mean, we call them the falafel Jew. So
yes,
tonight, Command Gen.Yahanna is going to be live from Milwaukee. Live from Milwaukee. You know what? Give me the sky blue background. You know that sky blue one? Just it's a lot of darkness up there. I'm dark, the shirt dark, the background dark. Come on now. That's somebody gonna see that and stuff on the watch out. Yeah, it's called fishing out. Right? Command Gen.Yahanna gonna be live from Milwaukee, breaking down, giving his review on the movie Michael.
Israel, give me 1 second. Make sure y'all like and
share. Give me a mute on there. Just give me a mute. You could just mute. No, Salaki, brother. You're just jumping. Go back to the StreamYard stream and just mute that mic. Yep. And you'll be good. All right. Unmute Sawap and them. Sawap, mute yourself. I think you muted Sawap. No sweat.
Yes, like I say, me now.
I can't hear you now. I still can't hear you. It should be coming through, but I don't hear him. Hold on, so yes, we checking it on our end.
Cancel.
Output. That's input you're looking at. It's an output. Yeah, we good. So is it the because I didn't even hear is the sound on the speaker up?
Yeah.
On the computer? Okay. Testing 1 2 1 2. Let me know if you all could hear me. Let me know if you all hear in Trinidad as well. All right, because I can't hear Trinidad at all. Let me know. So what? Make sure the mic is selected too. All right. Because yeah, I think we good, but I think you, because I'm not even seeing the green on yours.
Yeah. Like you saying, me now.
Green moving. It might be our audio. It might be our output. Just play a commercial real quick. Everybody stand by for Command Gen.Yahanna. All right. As soon as he comes on, we're gonna slide over to Milwaukee. So stay tuned. All right. Just play one of the commercials. One of the.
Hear the hunger in my voice. They used to tell me to speak up. The problem wasn't what I was saying, they couldn't keep up. Instead of moving around with some patience, they tried to speed up. It got colder than a bitter bitch, found me a way to heat up. What's a favor for a favor if we all didn't?
All right. So I've tried one more time. Try it there now.
Yes, like I say, you know?
Yeah. That's our fault. Don't worry about it. We upside down over here. Yeah, what's going on? Hey, what you could do is y'all could adjust the camera, or both of y'all could sit on the podium, because we don't really see y'all because of how the camera set up in the room. Y'all could put the camera on the right side or right in front of you, or y'all could sit on the podium and turn the camera to face you. You know what I mean? And both of y'all could just sit up there. If it's just both of y'all, if it's more brothers, then maybe I had to set it up in a way where the camera is right in front so we could see everybody. You know what I mean? So just so you all know too, just holding this until the general come through. Once he comes through in Milwaukee, we're gonna slide over to Milwaukee. It'll still, you can still stay and watch it. That's the whole plan. We're gonna watch it here as well in DC. All right.
Answer will do.
All right, no sweat. Yeah, make whatever adjustments you need to make. It's to war with me. If you'll have any questions too, let me know. You know what I mean? You could ask it now while you'll make the adjustment. I could start to break it down. If there's any questions in the room down there, or if there's any questions online, you start to break it down. Go ahead.
Yeah,
again, everybody stay tuned until Commander Gen.Yahanna come through there in Milwaukee. We're monitoring it. As soon as he comes on through, we're gonna slide over. Y'all could also go subscribe to I.S.U.P.K. Milwaukee. I.S.U.P.K. Milwaukee, if you don't know, that's run by Captain Zip Tie. Captain the Bar Mark, aka Captain Zip Tie, under Captain Mao Quad, of course, all under Commander Gen.Yahanna through the Spirit of the Most High in Christ. All right. So let's go ahead and rock. Just keep monitoring that on Milwaukee. All right. So I'll know when he come on. I'm looking at it too. Go ahead.
Concert. I had a question. I heard somebody say this about grace in Titus 2:11. He said, "Grace is a person."
That's a Christian for you, bro.
Yeah, concert.
That is a Christian. Go ahead.
Concert. This is Titus 2 and verse 11. For the grace of God that bringeth salvation hath appeared to all men.
Go ahead.
Verse 12. Teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lusts.
Where you at again? Titus
2 and verse 11. And I'm going into 12.
Titus 2, 11 and 12. Okay. All right. Hold on. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Teaching us that denying.
No, start over again.
Titus 2 and 11. For the grace of God that bringeth salvation hath appeared to all men.
So if grace is a person, then this person appeared to all men. So everybody should see it. See him or her, or know him or her. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lusts, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world.
Okay. Is this a real person thinking this, or this person trolling?
No, this dude, he was serious.
Sometimes these trolls they could get the better of you. Sometimes the trolls is super skillful at their job, brother. Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Looking for that blessed hope and the glorious appearing of the great God and our Savior Jesus Christ, whom gave himself for us, that he might redeem us from all iniquity and purify unto himself a peculiar person, zealous of good works.
Okay. So where you stopping with it, or where you want to stop?
Really, the dude just said verse 11 says that grace is a man.
Grace is a man. He didn't say a person. He says a man.
It's a person. It's a person.
Grace is a person. Okay. All right. Okay. This is what I would do first. All right. I would. Okay, why did you ask him why he says a person?
No, I saw a video.
Okay,
and this dude was he was going up against another Christian, and he was
he's just a nut. He's just a nut. There's many nuts out there. I watched a documentary the other day on Nature Boy. Now I was already aware of the shit because I had to do the research when the general went into it years ago. I remember when the shit was, happening. She's never seen it before. And brother, it was like drinking, poison. We had to take that one in stages, brother. Like there was other shit that I didn't even know happened. You get it? But I thought I knew everything. But there's nut cases out there. Absolute nut cases. So of course, if you encounter somebody like this, just know you're dealing with a whole nut, a certified nut. And that's Commander Gen.Yahanna right there. Okay, no son. All right, you're dealing with a certified nut, and then you but of course, if you have to battle them, you ask them why grace. Why do you say this is a person? All right, and then this is what I want you to pull for them. Hold up. Give me Romans. Hold on, no. Galatians 5:22.
This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long suffering.
So joy should be a person, because joy is the name of a person, just like grace is a name of a person. Love, them Hamites love to name the children love and mercy, all kind of retarded names. You get the point? This is just a nutcase you're dealing with. There's really no rhyme or reason for this one. Like this, I can't see a misunderstanding with grace, unless again this is somebody who is trolling. You understand what I'm saying? I highly doubt this is a serious person talking about grace as a person. Like, what the hell are we talking about? All right, and of course there's other proof there. The G is not capitalized, which would be the name of a person if it was. And if this grace was a person, everybody would have seen grace, because it says grace appeared to all men. So you wouldn't have to clarify grace being a person. Everybody would know. You get the point? I don't think that's a real situation, a real thing that somebody that sounds like a troll, if anything else. All right, go ahead. Anything else?
No.
Give me Titus 1 and 10, just on the back of that. All right. Once again, we stand by for Commander Gen.Yahanna. He's going to be live from Milwaukee in just a second, doing that review on the Michael Jackson movie. You'll stay tuned to check it out. Of course, in the meantime, if you have any questions, type it in the chat. Text them in. The brothers and sisters who joining us don't know that as soon as the general come on, we're going to slide right over to Milwaukee to take in the class. All right. Go ahead,
It's Titus chapter 1, verse 10. But there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision.
Read that one more time.
But there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision.
What is that saying? Give me the second verse too. Give me verse 11, and then we'll break it down.
Verse 11, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses.
Hold up. Let's slide. Let's just bring him up on the screen real quick there. No, that's right here. Yeah. On mute. No,
follow up on y'all.
Hey, Yabashma Thumb, what's going on, fam? I'm on my way up, but I ain't quite all the way there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's get into it, shall we?
Yes, sir.
I can take it from you, right? Are you good?
Baba Kasha, I was just gonna tell you, sir. We're in Second Esdras, the 13th chapter and the 30th verse. If you want to take over from here or wherever you want to go, sir.
I want to go straight to Joe Jackson's house. That's where I want to go.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get it on. Can you pull me up on the screen?
Yes, sir.
The water. There you go. Yabashima Shabaka Thumb, all Israel out there, man. Coming to you between Chicago and Milwaukee on my way to the class and the radio show, fighting this evening traffic as usual. You know what I mean? But I'm so glad to be here because, of course, the whole Michael Jackson debacle, if you haven't seen the movie, you should only go see the movie if you just want to verify how evil the movie was. People in the movie, especially the Edomites, the white people, were very, very happy to be in the theater while this movie was going on. They enjoyed the movie. So much sympathy went out for Michael Jackson. So much sympathy because they made his father such a demon. They made his father out to be an evil, wicked man. You understand? When his father if you're a man of wisdom and you watch that Michael Jackson story, you cannot walk away without the idea that this movie was made totally to trash the black image. And this black image is trashed, and not only the black image of men, but also to dismiss the great images of black women. To dismiss great work. Matter of fact, let's get off of Joe for a second. Let's just talk about Kathy for 1 second. Okay? I mean, this brother, like I mentioned in the class, this brother worked in a steel mill, okay, to take care of his family. And I made a mistake. He didn't have 8 children. He had 9 children. He had 6 boys and 3 girls. And I'm going to bring up Janet and all that in a second. And he had these boys. Now I don't even know what this even looks like. But he had triple bunk beds and 2 sets of triple bunk beds in one room. His 3 daughters grew up in the living room. That was their bedroom. And they slept on a pull-out couch, all 3 of them next to each other. And that's how Joe Jackson tried to raise his 9 kids. And Kathy, there's very few women that I see have ever risen to this occasion. The amount of patience you have to have, the amount of, virtuousness you have to have, the amount of, and listen, and she worked a job as well. So he's in the steel mill, she's working a job, and they're sticking together despite any issues and problems that they may have. And how do you quantify that? How do you deal with that? You only deal with that on the level of the scriptures, man. On the level of the scriptures. They got us fighting over Megan the Stallion, who finally said she's going to take the name Stallion off of her name because she's not an animal. Well, it's about time to wake up. So now this sister, and we're going to go get the story. Of course, you know what you got to get for me. You got to get me a virtuous woman, okay, in the Proverbs. Because a virtuous woman, this woman here was as close to virtuous as you could call. You understand? When I read this fits Catherine Jackson's, persona all the way around. The Esau don't have one tape in all the fame. Eight out of the, first of all, here's another thing. 8 out of the 9 children that Joe Jackson had were successful musicians, became multi-millionaires, including Janet Jackson and Rebe Jackson, the 2 girls, along with all the boys. became successful and wealthy. Now, what are the odds of that? What are the odds that you have 9 children, and 8 of those children become successful, man? And today's society, trashes any successful black man. Any successful black man, they ready to trash. Pull up Proverbs for me and pull up a picture of Kathy. Can you pull up a picture of Kathy for me, Kathy Jackson?
Kind of one concert.
Pull me up a picture of Kathy Jackson, and somebody pull the Proverbs, and let's start off reading right there. And anybody in the class that wants to chime in on a scripture about positive sisters, man, feel free to do so. I'm gonna tell you a couple of more sisters that kept their thing together. What about Martin Luther King's wife? What was her name again? Anybody in the class? What was Martin Luther King's wife's first name? Coretta, that's right. Coretta Scott King. Have you ever seen Coretta Scott King in a photograph with booty shorts on? You ever seen Coretta Scott King knocking MLK upside his head? And he was a disgusting whoremonger and probably a notorious homosexual. No, I don't have proof on that, but he was probably a notorious homosexual. So, but is there any proof of that? Is there any proof that she was in the streets? She stuck with him to the day he died. All the fame, all the power, all the lies, all the lust, all that he was doing, she never broke ranks. There you go. She never broke ranks, man. Like, that was an honorable sister right there. Like, that is a sister. That's a role model. Like, and here's the thing. If you notice, in Hollywood or nowhere else, they don't even mention her. When her story, that's who they should have made the movie about.
Right.
Her and Joe. And what it took for them to get out of the bottom of the white man's hell.
That's right.
You understand? To get where they got to get. That's the road. That's who you want for your mother. And let me tell you something. If you didn't grow up with a mother, or you grew up with a mother that was on drugs or something horrible like that, or your mother passed away young and she couldn't be there with you, you can go look at Catherine and see an honorable sister. Now, was she perfect? Of course not. Did she serve the Most High? I'm sure she was in some false Christian religion. But did she have dignity and self-respect and sincere, true love for her children? You damn right she did.
That's right.
Right or wrong?
That's right.
So let's read that scripture. Keep her picture. You can come back to me if you want. But yeah, you come back to me. But then let's read that scripture.
Kind of one concert. The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman?
And I see why it's a question. It's a question because a virtuous woman is not everywhere, but they do exist. They do exist. And Catherine fit the bill. 9 kids. Brother working in a steel mill. First of all, any brother that's working in a steel mill and bringing his paycheck home love his children. I don't give a damn what you say.
Right.
He loved them babies. You understand what I'm saying? Them babies piled up in that room and all that. He loved them babies. And let me tell you something, man. If I got to work in a steel mill and I got 9 babies and my wife, and they all sticking with me while I'm struggling through this sawmill, better none of them get out of line. I'm beating their ass. I had 9 of y'all niggas in here and y'all start acting the hell up, I'm whooping somebody's ass, okay? But the white man will act like Joe Jackson you wasn't supposed to do nothing with them.
Right.
And you gonna see, we gonna pull the tapes of Rebe and Janet, and you gonna see that Michael Jackson was mischievous as a kid. This was not a good kid. A lot of people fooled by that soft talk and that soft voice that he had. A lot of them had that soft voice, and they had it because Joe was a disciplinarian. You wasn't getting loud and rambunctious up in his house. He was going to be the last word in his house. And that's what you had to go through back in the 60s to bring your family through that fire, man. And Joe went and did it. You know what I'm saying? But of course, he ain't celebrated. It should be the Joe Jackson movie, man. And I don't even like the fact that they call that house in Gary, Indiana, Michael Jackson's house. That was Joe Jackson's house.
That's right.
It wasn't Michael Jackson's house. It was Joe Jackson's house.
That's right.
You understand? He raised them kids up in that house. And we going out there, you understand? Big shout out to Mao Quad. Big shout out to the Bar Mob, man, holding it down in Milwaukee, man. And his whole team doing a great job, man. I'm coming out there. I'm coming out, man. Chicago, y'all get ready, man. I'm coming out there with some rank raises tonight. I got some rank raises sitting up in my pocket. I'm about to spread the love. You know what I'm saying? So that'll go down tonight as well. And let me add something else while we in the class. I know that I'm raising up brothers at different times, but it doesn't matter. Whatever point you was at in the ranking, you're gonna stay in that order if you become a captain. Like you saw me raise up I.S.U.P.K last week, but when the ranks get raised, I.S.U.P.K will still be where he would normally be before he got his rank raised in terms of the ranks. So on this particular rank raise now, it doesn't matter who was raised first. The reason why is because I'm moving around doing it, but really all these ranks are being raised at the same time. I'm just not getting to each one. Everybody understand?
Good with time.
So if you was over everybody and got you and you don't get your rank raise from me until a month and a half from now, you still go back into your same position, you know what I mean, where you was. You're not gonna lose any position. You know what I mean? So just so everybody know. But since I.S.U.P.K came up to the show while I was in New York, I got him first. Just because I'm raising up Chicago, it don't mean you're gonna be over brothers who are over you right now. If they get raised up. Now, if they don't get raised up, then you will be over them. But if they get raised up the same, in a week or a month, you will not be over them if they was over you beforehand. Q is going to fill the ranks exactly how they were before your ranks got raised up. So, and I hope y'all tune in because we're going to go live, man. I want to go. I asked the cat, Quad, let's go live over there in Gary, Indiana. And he said, bet, let's do it. So we're going to go over there, man, and look at Joe Jackson's house. And I want to see that steel mill. I want to see if I can see that steel mill in Gary, Indiana that he worked at. Anybody from Gary, Indiana or know about Gary, Indiana and know where that steel mill is, man, send us that thing. I want the world to see that steel mill. That's what the hell should have been in the damn movie. You understand? That should have been in the movie. So getting back to Catherine, let's talk a little bit about her through these scriptures. Go ahead, Op. Tell them where you at.
Kind of one concert, the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman?
Right. Who can find her? Because every nation wants to make your woman a whore. They don't want their woman to be a whore. They want your woman to be a whore. You understand? Them Arabs come over here from all over, open up chicken joints and all that. You see their wives got the burqa on. Sometimes they got the shiesty mask on, along with the burqa. They got the whole dress to the floor. You understand? They gonna have their wife in the right order. She ain't listening to hip hop music. But your woman, they want that way. They'll bring your woman in the back or your young daughter in the back and put her on. Some of these spots selling drugs and everything and then using their fame and money from drug dealing to get your woman. Using their wealth. to get your woman. But the Lord said, man, your woman is a virtuous woman. But she's hard to find because they all trying to destroy her. And it's a lesson for all the sisters. Sister, if you really want to be positive, you really want to be righteous in the right spirit, and do not look at what these nasty hoes is telling you, man. Because look what the Lord did with Catherine. And you ain't gonna tell me Catherine ain't sit in that 2-bedroom house in Gary, Indiana, and think this is my whole life right here. I ain't gonna be doing nothing else in life. I'm gonna raise these kids, and that's gonna be it. But lo and behold, the Lord shined on her and made her a multi-millionaire, her and her husband, based on the talent of all her whole family of talent. You understand? Like, you gonna tell me, hold it. All them scholars and all them naysayers and them haters that's hating on Joe, now tell me God didn't shine on Joe and Catherine with them kids. Now break that down for me. Show it to me. You can't show it to me. You know why? Because when Joe was bringing them kids out to become famous, they didn't dress half naked. Them girls ain't had their breasts out. Now, when they got adults and was able to do what they wanted to do, Janet got kind of wild. But when they was coming out under Joe, wasn't nobody doing that. Them boys wasn't doing that when they was up under Joe. You understand? So how you gonna charge him or Catherine and say, well, they went into wickedness, that's how they got wealthy? No, the Lord shined on them 8 kids, man. 8 out of the 9. The Lord did that. You know what I'm saying? The Lord did that, man. And because of it, they became famous. Go ahead, Art.
Verse 11. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her.
Now, that's a heavy woman. Meaning the heart of a husband, meaning a man's heart. What does it mean when a man's heart? It means his mind, because a heart don't know how to trust. A heart just pumps blood. So when it say a heart, it's talking about the mind. And what does it mean that his mind safely trusts in her? Does that actually mean? That means that this brother knows that this woman that he has, he can go talk to her about what he's going through. He can talk to her about what their family's going through. He can count on her to make right decisions for the family. He don't have to be with a woman like some of us in this time now have grown up, and you've had women that you couldn't trust. You didn't know if she was robbing you in your own house. You had women that you couldn't trust whether or not she was sleeping with somebody. The cell phone brought war of the roses between men and women. The minute the cell phone came out, brother, every brother got caught with other women, and every woman that was out there sleeping around got caught with a man. And as it is this day, General Muhammad in council every week over it. Every week he got a case for somebody that went in somebody's phone and found some simpleness, and it got to be clarified. Most of the time it's never real, but it looks a certain way. And so it has to be investigated. Thank the Lord, it's very rare that it's a real issue. But nonetheless, in the world and outside the truth, it's a ton of that. And them brothers can't safely trust in that woman. They can't trust that the mission that the two of them are on is going to be maintained. They can't trust that she's on a different mission than he is. They can't trust in that. But a man is supposed to be able to trust in that. Well, Joe Jackson was able to trust in Catherine like that. How you know? You ain't hear nobody bringing no stories that Catherine went against Joe and fought Joe or wanted to go in a different direction or wanted them girls to dress the way they are. Or as some of you modern women say, well, they got to get experience. In essence, you saying let them hoe around for a little while. Let them be a little hoe for a little bit, so they don't be so head over heels with the first man they have sex with. That's backwards, satanic, demonic. You understand? The brother should be able to trust in that sister, that she's strong, stable, focused on that family. You got a lot of women that are like that. They hard to find, like the scripture said. I think there's in there, it say her price is above rubies. Did we miss a line in there?
Kind of one con, sir.
We missed a line. Going back, I get every line.
Kind of one con, sir. Back to verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
Right, her price is far above rubies. Go on Amazon or something and Google the price of a ruby. It is quite expensive. Well, the Lord said her price is far above rubies. Like a woman on that level, this level we reading about is far above rubies. And let me tell you something. Joe Jackson could not have done what he did with the Jackson 5 and his daughters if Catherine was not far above rubies, man. He couldn't have done it. You understand? And so I say to every brother, man, out there, if you're going to get you a rib, go get Catherine Jackson. Tell them sisters, I want a Catherine Jackson. And when she said, what you mean you want a Catherine Jackson? Then you explain to her what Catherine, the amazing, mighty majesty story that Catherine Jackson did. Because, of course, don't nobody talk about it. Hollywood won't talk about it. Ain't nobody write a book about it. It ain't mentioned in no column. Ain't no podcast to talk. Podcasters ain't talking about that. All they talking about is how they watched the movie and how Joe was so evil. Joe was so selfish. When they totally brainwashed, man. And ain't nobody mentioned Kathy in the movie. Catherine in the movie. When she's a goddamn black superhero, man. Read on, brother. Give me some more.
Kind of one concert, verse 11. Her heart, so like the heart of her husband does safely trust in her.
Right. He's safely trusted. He know he got a partner. He ain't in there with some, he got a partner with him. And sisters don't learn it no more. And I ain't blaming you, sisters, but because you grew up with a mother that was on drugs or went through all kind of hell. So you didn't learn those things. They didn't become your habits and culture and ways and style. So you didn't learn none of that. Some sisters tried coming off of all kinds of situations. You know what I mean? Some brothers sick in the mind. All this comes from the slave master, of course. And so a lot of brothers and a lot of sisters never get to learn how to be a Catherine. Right. But here's what we can do now. We can now take these scriptures, find out what a righteous sister is, go back and look at an example of Catherine, you understand, and doing in the best she could do, and we could bring the two together, man, and start to formulate how should relationships work. It ain't even supposed to be no schisms all in the public in relationships. Relationships ain't supposed to be all over the news and all in TV. It ain't even supposed to be that big a deal because the relationships is supposed to be working together quietly in each person's house. You and your rib is supposed to be just towards one another. Learning the things that Yahushua said, and then we get out here in these streets and handle all kinds of real problems. But instead, all you could think about is your relationship problems because you can't make a relationship work because you ain't been taught to make a relationship work. You don't have a Kathy or Kathy don't got a Joe. If it's a sister. You know what I'm saying? And our sisters are going to rediscover men like Joe Jackson. But give me a little more, and then I'm going to switch over, and we're going to get to Joe and all the talk and the lies and the trash That movie was pure garbage. You hear me? That movie was an abomination to black men. It was I told you over in Chicago, I had to apologize to my rib because I outburst in the damn theater. That ain't something I do. But I was so mad. We about 3/4 of the way in on the movie. I'm so mad. Joe got, you'll see if you watch the movie. Joe said, man, I'm the one that helped bring this family to where it is. And I'm hearing smirks and people sucking their teeth. And I got pissed off and said, you damn right. Then I caught myself. So, oh shit, I'm in the theater. You know what I mean? Because it was ridiculous the evil that they was portraying. You know what I'm saying? And that old faggot that played that old sodomite that played this role, played Joe Jackson. Like he took on a real demonic spirit to play that role, a real beggarly gutter spirit to play that role. You know what I'm saying? And them boys that allowed that movie to be made just so Jermaine Jackson's son could start another gay career was the evilest thing in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of realizing that was wrong what Michael did, you understand, if you believe the movie, instead they went down the same route and became cutthroat and overthrowing each other like he was. He was the most successful and he was the least cohesive with his family. Right. He was the least cohesive with his family. And he was selfish. I'm going to bring it all out. But let me get back to Catherine. Let's keep going, brother. Read on.
Connor, the one con, sir. So that he shall have need, he should have no need of spoil.
Right. He should have no need of spoil, because why? This is not a woman that wastes things. Ain't no way. When you gonna see, when Reby talked about their house, Reby said we always had food. We always had clothes. They 9 deep in there, in triple bunk beds. And Reby said we always had food. We always had clothes. Why? Because Catherine Jackson was a goddamn superhero. That's right. Because Catherine Jackson was wise enough and strategic enough and sensible enough to take that little bit of money. And let me tell you something, back then in the 60s, black people had just got civil rights. So you basically ain't even have no civil rights. You only had civil rights on paper. They passed the law in the Congress and that was it. Civil rights ain't really kick in till like 75. That's when the civil rights actually was able to be, that lawsuits came and passing different laws and rules. So then, of course, Esau had to back down and let you have your rights. But when they first passed that law, you didn't have no damn rights. And in the midst of that atmosphere, Catherine made sure that house had food, man. Made sure them kids ate, man. You understand? Every brother and sister whose mother got destroyed in the evil of this place should be praying to the Lord, you understand, for a Catherine Jackson type person. Now, I'm not talking about her religion and all that. Like I said, I'm sure it was not as the Lord required. We were just coming out of hell. Hell, the UPK just got founded in 1969. So we had just been trying to turn the table and wake our brothers and sisters up onto how they was really. At that time, you could barely find a black church that did not have a white Jesus on the wall or a big white Jesus statue inside the church. It was the Israelite school of UPK since 1969, battering them churches to give up that thing. And we're going to batter them churches and they're going to start to give up them sodomites out. They pushing them sodomites right now because that's what the government wants. But we're going to keep the pressure on them. And they're going to eventually have to give up those sodomites, man. Those homosexuals. You know what I'm saying? And Michael Jackson helped that as well. How you going to come out of a black family in Gary, Indiana, 9 children deep, and you're going to grow up and turn yourself into a white transvestite. And then talk about you was abused. I'd have beat his ass too. Probably ain't beat him enough. You understand? And if you believe Stephanie Mills said he always had a proclivity to try to go towards that white world. You know, Stephanie Mills was you know, she used to date Michael Jackson. And Stephanie Mills was all black. And she saw Michael Jackson going towards that white world. She had to break her own way off and set her own career because she knew she wasn't going down that route. That they was inviting him to them freak parties and all that nasty shit, all that Epstein bullshit. And she wasn't with none of that. He would try to take her to parties. She said, "Nah, I'm not doing that. You got to go by yourself. Because I can't go do that." And eventually he saw that she wasn't going to get all up into that world he was getting into, and she went another way. And he shamed the hell out of his father, his brothers, and the entire black community. And these old rotten-ass preachers who love to keep a little crop of homosexuals, especially young boys, you sitting up in your church defending Michael Jackson. Al Sharpton got up in his funeral and said, "You ain't strange." That's what Al Sharpton said. "You old traitor, sellout nigga."
That's right.
A real gutter nigga. This nigga that went out and sung all over the world. Now listen, Michael Jackson was talented. You can say what you want about that faggot, but that faggot could dance his ass off out. If you don't know that, you go watch him do that moonwalk on that show he did with Cher. He got on that show with Cher, did that robot moonwalk, brother. It was insane. It was next level. I ain't taking his talent from him. I will never take his talent from Michael Jackson. But I will talk about the truth. And the truth of the matter is he was selfish and cared nothing. And let me tell you something. If black people cared about what black people thought, black people would stop doing half the evil that they do in this world. That's right. Like if you were accountable like other nations are, you accountable to your nation and to your people, then there's certain things you are not going to be able to do because they're not going to have it and they're going to shut it down, which is why also a musician should never be able to cross over. If you're a musician, it's a shame that you got to cross over. All the producers say, "Well, that's where the big money is. That's where the big money is." Yeah, that's also where they begin to tell you what you have to become for you to be successful in their world. And then you go into the doctor getting your nose cut off and your skin bleached. And a jerry curl that caught on fire and it'll burn your goddamn head off. Sitting up there trying to perm up your hair and jerry curl it up like a white boy, girl, I don't even know what it is. All right, give me a little more on Catherine. I'm switching over. Give me a little. I'm already halfway through. Give me a little more. I'm going to switch over.
Captain one concern. The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
Let me tell you something, Mark. That's important. That's very important. Like a lot of times a man will make mistakes with a woman. Hell, sometimes he might put his hands on her. And if you ain't in the truth, you pretty much got to get him straightened out on your own. But at least if you in the truth, you can bring him to counsel. And let me tell you something, Mark, I'm getting zero tolerance, man. I'm getting real low with my tolerance for brothers putting their hands on women. I'm going to own your goddamn rank, man. You think you're going to come into UPK and be beating up sisters in here that come to the Lord? You better have a damn good, you better catch up with damn near in adultery. If you're going to come back and tell me you don't put your hands on a sister. Because if you put your hands on a sister, it means that you don't have no ability. to handle the situation. You don't have no wisdom to go get counsel. We got the best counselors in the world in the UPK. You understand? And you gonna turn around and instead of getting, you ain't got no discipline because you drinking or you doing whatever stupid shit you should not be doing, because of course you are not the type to do that. Other brothers can have a drink, but not your dumb ass, because you've been a drunk for 20 years, dumbass. You come in the truth, use wisdom, and stop drinking. This is the place where you make your change. And then you think you're going to come up in here and drag that dumb ghetto shit up in the UPK. I'm going to own your rank. I'm going to own it. I'm going to tell you right now. Deal with these sisters just and right. And they get out of line and deal with certain things, you get them in counsel. Muhammad he ain't soft on them. He'll tighten them up right quick. And so will the other captains and generals. But you ain't gonna bring that in the world shit in here. Read that line again.
Kind of one sir. Book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
Like if you want a woman to do you good, you can't be beating up on her. How she gonna want revenge instead of good? She gonna want revenge on you. You playing games with a lying, scheming, and doing all kind of evil shit. You understand? Instead of dealing with her right according to the scriptures. And vice versa, especially for you sisters. I'm not saying this to let you off no hook. Because some of you sisters is diabolical. Some of you sisters, I'm convinced that you was raised by wolves. I'm convinced. Some of you sisters, I tried to put it out my brain, but I'm convinced that chimps or something, wolves, something raised you other than two goddamn human beings. Because you just don't know how to be nothing but a slimy animal. You understand? But a brother still shouldn't put his hands on you, and especially in this climate, because you are way more valuable in the truth than to get locked up and get a felony or some other silly shit. You understand? Because of some woman and her stupidity or your stupidity. Like you're gonna eventually have to get past that to do this work of the Lord. You eventually have to rise above that. Every brother has to rise above that when you came out the world. You understand? So that sister, you understand, is a sister that brother doesn't have to fear over. Read it one more time and I'm gonna move on.
Kind of one sir. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life.
Right. All the days of her life, she looks at this man like her partner, man. Looks at this man like the man she's tied to. A lot of you sisters out here now, you in the trade him up business. Every time you get with a brother, you trying to trade him up. You looking for another brother to get rid of him and trade up for another brother. You dumb and stupid as you could be. Because you need to build more with who you are than attempt to trade up. And a lot of you trade up in a fantasy. That's why that cat, Kevin Samuels, made so much money off of you. He made so much money off of you because he was telling you how stupid you was. And ain't nobody ever tell you how stupid you was and how delusional you was in the type of man you was trying to get. And he was trying to wake you up to say, look, you need to go work with a brother that you can work with. You got this fantasy thing from the white man in your mind that you got to have a six-figure man. Catherine did not have to have a six-figure man. She did him right all the days of her life. She did him right. Can't nobody say they caught her out there sleeping with another man or anything like that. If it ever happened, it ain't make the news. It may make the news, and judging from her character, I would suspect it never happened. Judging from the dignity she carried of herself, and the same should go on with every sister, man. Every sister should check herself on her mindset. You're going to get brothers with all kind of problems I'm sure Joe had some problems. Anybody working in a steel mill got problems. You know what I'm saying? Just like it's like your default is a problem. The fact that you in the steel mill, like you punch in, you got problems. Regardless. You got educational problems, you got learning disabilities, you got all kinds of problems. That's why you there. You understand? Trying to hold on to a job and take care of your kids. But she still, did him right all the days of his life. Like Joe Jackson, for all that they call him, had a better life in marriage than 95% of the black community. They might have demonized him, but he had a better wife than 95% of the black community. Thanks be to the Lord, the Israelite School of UPK has started setting brothers and sisters on the new right track to having long-term, righteous, fully ruled marriages. You understand? Come on, give me some more on that.
Sir. Verse 13. She seeketh wool and flax.
Come on.
And worketh willingly with her hands.
Come on.
She is like the merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar.
Right. Like, this is not a woman that's in the street. This is not a woman that's dumb. This is a woman that's smart. Like, she works with her hands, you understand, because she's not too proud to work with her hands. She ain't too proud. Some of you want to call somebody every time there's a little problem. You got to call somebody. Call somebody. She works with her hands, and what she can do, she calls her man to do. And then if it's more than he can do, then he calls somebody. This is what a woman on that level operates like. And every brother, if you don't strive for that, then you shortening yourself, because that's in her was in Abraham's wife Sarah. That was what was in Sarah. So don't tell me that's not in the black woman. It's all up in the black woman. But this evil place has tried to beat it out of her. You understand? And so you need to, seek to have that in her and in your relationship. All right? When she works with her hands, she's not too proud to get dirty, to do what she wants. And it says she's like the merchant ship bringing her food from far, meaning she'll travel to get a good deal. She'll cut deals. She can haggle. She ain't just a spender. Some of these sisters out here, brother, you put a credit card in their hand and the sheriff coming to lock you up 3 months later. You're like, what am I going to jail for? Credit card debt, debt, man. You sitting in the house with her and you think everything is fine. You wake up one day and somebody done slapped a notice on your house. You know what I mean? Eviction in 90 days. You like, what the hell? Didn't I give you the money, the paycheck? Like, but not this sister. This righteous sister, no, you're not going to do that. She's going to make sure she go and get the best deal she can get. She going to make sure she go far. Like, this is a wise woman, and it don't mean she got to be rich. It don't mean she's got to be sluggish. It don't mean she's got to be wealthy. She's just wise in the level she's on. And Catherine was wise like that. Huh? She was wise like that. You know what I mean? Go ahead, real quick. I'm running long on the time. I'm a little long-winded. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verse 15. She riseth up, she riseth also while it is yet night.
Go ahead.
And giveth meat to her husband.
Right. Read it again.
She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household.
Like that, wait a minute. Like that's not a lazy woman. That is not a lazy woman. You understand? The white man done put so much chemicals in these foods, you could hardly get through a day. You know what I mean? Without 10 drugs. to finish the damn day. But you need a sister whose spirit is you can work with. And both of y'all work together. A lot of brothers lazy too. You know what I mean? And so you got to fight that demon. That old lazy demon, fight that demon. But this sister Catherine, she wasn't like that. She got them kids out to school every day. You know what I'm saying? Got them in and out of 2-bedroom house. That means 1 bathroom, maybe 2. You got 9 kids going out the door with 2 bathrooms, maybe 1. You all up in the mix. You understand? You got 5 breakfasts to make every day. And you got to work too. Which means them girls learned how to fix food and everything quickly. So they can help out feeding them boys. Maybe them boys had to learn it as well. The point I'm saying is that's the spirit we got to take back. We lost that spirit. That spirit, our sisters lost that spirit. If you coming in the truth and you a sister in the truth, you go back and get that spirit. Go back and pray to the Most High and ask the Lord, put that spirit back on me. Give me that Sarah spirit. Give me that Catherine spirit. Let me have that. Let me be successful in it. You know what I'm saying? And ask the Lord to fix that brother if he got issues too. Come on, brother, read on real quick.
Condor one concert, and a portion to her maidens.
And a portion to her maidens, meaning she tries to make sure her whole house is taken care of, man. Go ahead.
She considereth a field and buyeth it.
Right, she is a wise woman, man. She gonna consider a field. Meaning she's going, this is a career woman. Like back then, she had to go buy a field. That was the way you prospered. The more field you had, the more cattle you had, or the more vegetables you could grow. So this is she's a career woman the right way. You understand? You a sister, you understand, and you working in McDonald's, you know McDonald's ain't got no real money. So what do? You consider a field. What's another field that they got out here? A field of work. You know, like a field of what you do. You go back to school. You go back and get that degree. Like you ain't gonna buy no land now too much. Sometimes you might do that. But mainly is what you want to do is you want to go back to school, get your degree, and get you some more money. You want to, that's what a wise woman does. She goes back and gets a degree and gets more money. Catherine didn't have to do it because Joe had them kids bring millions into the house. You understand? But today, you understand, and if you are a brother in the truth, don't be jealous of your woman. Your woman got more degrees than you. You got the degree of the Most High. Stop being so weak-minded and the way you got to be scared that your woman got a powerful degree. She used bigger words than you. Bring yourself up to speed. Don't be afraid to say, hey, what that word mean? I don't understand that. Let her explain it to you. You know what I mean? And then you hold on to it, and you know it. Now you ain't stumped by it. And you sisters that get a degree, you better not, don't be shaming your husband. Some of you get a degree and you want to act like he's lesser a man. And all this nonsense about you making more. He got to make at least as much money as me. You's a dumb bitch. You's a dumb bitch. Joe Jackson worked in a steel mill, man. You big dummy. You understand? Malcolm X's wife didn't have a degree. What was her name? I forget her name. Mrs. Shabazz. Betty, was it? No. Might have been Betty. Anybody know, let me know. Like, yeah, go ahead.
Betty Shabazz.
Betty Shabazz? Speak up, Bob. Speak up. Go on, speak up.
Condor one concert. Her name was Betty Shabazz.
Thank you. The water. Betty Shabazz. You understand? Like, come on, man. She didn't have no degree, but she stuck with Malcolm. Stuck with him through all thick and thin with them babies in that house. The Muslims shooting up the goddamn house. Betty stuck with him. She didn't run off. And once he got killed, she didn't run back and go get one of them niggas in that same mosque. She didn't do that.
That's right.
You understand? So it wasn't just Catherine. It was almost every black leader. Hold it now. Damn near every black leader had a woman that knew how to carry herself. I'm sure every last one wasn't perfect. I'm sure a few of them knew how to carry themselves, but was a hoe. Some of them in there. But they rode down with that man.
That's right.
Catherine did the same. So if you got a degree, sis, don't be flossing on your husband with your degree. That don't give you authority over your husband. Respect that man. Respect his dignity, man. Keep his dignity together. You keep a man's dignity together, you be shocked what a man could do. You be shocked what a black man or Latino man. I give it to the Latinos too, huh? Big shout out to the tribe of Issachar. Issachar's households be in order in many cases. That's undeniable, brother. They be out there. That rib got them babies. One in the stroller, one strapped to her chest. You understand? Rolling with that brother. And meanwhile, he a landscaper. Even though today landscapers make money. But he a landscaper. She riding out with it. You understand? You got to be the same, man. You sisters got to be the same. Find a brother and ride out with him. And that's why you don't need to pick a brother that quick. Don't be picking no brother so fast, because you picking a brother too fast, you hot in the ass, you run and go get a brother too fast, now you in trouble. You thought you got a fresh, strong Hebrew Israelite. This nigga been on drugs 20 years. Just got in here, officer 50. We trying to clean his ass up now for you. You went jump down on the nigga head. Now you got a world of trouble. Take your time. Pick him right. And ride out with him. It's better to ride out with the problems than abandon the problems and trying to build something new. You end up 40 years old, 50 years old in the church by yourself. That ain't what we supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Now let's switch. Can we switch over to Joe? I did want to get when I come back, hold this one for me in the side and remind me if it get close to 8 and I don't address it, or a little after 8 and I don't address it. Get me the scripture where Paul said, "Husbands love your wives and wives love your husbands," and so forth. We'll read a little bit of that as well, because all of that is pertaining to the family, man. Oh man, I might be low. I'm gonna try to plug in. Y'all let me know if I get disconnected, because I'm running out of juice on this battery. Let me get it in, and we'll talk a little bit about Joe. Bear with me 1 second, yo. Any questions so far? What we talking about? Any questions online? Everybody good? Is that you? I thought that was you, Cat. All right. Yeah, it was a good die. Okay. All right, so we good to go. Look like so far, all right? It might click off, but we know what to do. I
believe it just clicked.
Can you see me? Can you see me? Did y'all lose me just now?
Costa, you went out for a second, but you're back.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, sir. You're back, though.
Okay, but I might be going out every now and then. We'll see. Anyway, let's get back to Joe now. All right?
Kind of one con, sir.
This is not good. Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. All right? So Joe was depicted in there like he was the evilest thing in the world. Did y'all lose me again just now?
We got you solid, sir.
Okay, beautiful. Now wait a minute. Let's get back. Let's go to the stories. Let's go to the videos. You holding a couple of videos. So let's go, John. So let's go to the videos and bring those out just in case you might lose me on this. I'm almost to y'all too. But I'm fighting with the juice right now. Gotta grab it. I gotta carry a battery pack with me. So anyway, can we get Reby first? The one with Reby? With Reby Jackson? Let's play that interview with Reby. This way I can let this charge. Let me just say this. Listen, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, listen closely to everything that Reby says concerning Michael Jackson. She gonna show you he was devious. She even had to beat his ass. You understand? They changed that whole scenario in that movie to make money and launch that little sodomite's career. That was totally a lie. The way they portrayed that brother, man, when he had done something most brothers dream of doing. Like how many black families have 8 successful entertainers in their family, or 8 successful? It is ridiculous, the idea that Joe Jackson was so damn evil, and it was a lie, which Reby is going to bring out now. The scriptures say, in the mouth of 2 witnesses. Reby going to say it, and so is Janet going to say it. Both of them going to say it. So let's start with Janet if we can, y'all. And if you lose me, I'll be right back. Just charging up.
Kind of one con, so I have an interview with Reby Jackson right here, sir.
$2,300 Jackson Street in that little house. I was born in that house, the only one born in that house. We had 2 bedrooms in our home, and I and my sisters, Janet and LaToya, slept in the living room. We had a couch that led out into a bed. My brothers slept in one room, and that room had triple bunk beds, and they slept on the bunk beds. And then my parents slept in the other room. Tito and Jermaine.
So that's 2 bunk beds.
Marlon and
They had
Michael.
3 beds on each side, all 6 in one room. It's supposed to bond you together, and that's what Joe was trying. Not make you hate each other. Go ahead, Op.
Slept in a bunk bed together that they shared. And then Jackie slept in one. And then, of course, when Randy came along, he shared it with Jackie. We slept in the living room, the girls did. And we had a couch that led out into a bed. And we shared the bed. Janet used to sleep literally on my stomach when she was born. When you live in an area such as the area that we came from, you really don't think about that. I mean, poor, that was a way of life. We had plenty of food to eat, and we had clothes, went to school. We were like all the other kids in the area.
You hear that? That's Catherine you hearing right there, y'all. That's Catherine you hearing. You understand? Raised them kids up, fed them kids. You understand? These old nasty things are on the bad bitch. Bitch, please. Please. You know what I mean? That's a bad bitch right there. That Catherine was on that game. Go ahead.
When Michael was first born, he was like all the other kids. The only difference that he had as he began to get older was that he was extremely mischievous, rambunctious. He would do little things to annoy you, or for example, when he would get in trouble, he'd run from my mom if she wanted to chastise him, and he'd run up under the bed and hang on to the springs, and they couldn't get him out.
You see that?
Brothers, they tried.
You see that? He had a demon on him From young, he had a demon on him. From that demon was on him, and she was trying to beat his ass to get him right. And not just a bad kid, a mischievous cat. And remember, she ain't saying the other brothers were. He's the one that had the demon on him, man. Go ahead.
But they couldn't do it. So she just say, leave him alone. Wait till later. He'll come out sooner or later. He used to always make funny faces. If everybody was down or whatever, he'd walk in the kitchen and buck his eyes or whatever, and do something really crazy to make you laugh. He was just fun. He would always do funny things. Anything for a laugh. Anything for a laugh. And I remember in particular one time when I was at my mom's house, LaToya was always very persnickety about the way she kept her room. She had this beautiful, I think it was a white satin bedspread that she had just gotten on her bed. And Michael had went to some kind of shop where you buy these little gadgets, tricks, and he took some invisible ink and he spread it all over the bedspread, squirted it all over, and then he had her to come in and look at it. She was livid. She got so upset. She didn't know, she knew something had happened and she knew probably it was him, and she thought it wouldn't come out. And she had a living fit. Crazy, 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 crazy around the house. Everything for a laugh, anything to make people have fun. My first time ever performing with the family.
And listen, hold up a second. That wasn't to have fun. That was to torture that girl. Like, she putting a nice spin on it, but the truth of it is he was devious, man, in an evil way. Like, he took that spread and put that ink on it just so he could hurt his sister. Like, that's the spirit that was on him. That was different from everybody else's spirit. Rebe making nice. She getting ready to tell another story. You understand? Can y'all hear me?
Come.
Right. She getting ready to tell another story of how he was devious in another situation. You understand? While they were performing. Like, this cat wasn't no noble cat like they try to, innocent and just a sweet, nice kid that liked the animals. Damn that, this cat was rebellious and devious and created all kind of madness and broke from the family, you understand, to bring worldwide Itism in because he wanted part of the white world so bad. He wanted it so bad he was willing to leave his blackness, his identity, his culture, everything, to leave it all so he can get a piece of Esau's world. And that is not nothing great. There is nothing great about that. Go ahead.
Was when they had the family show and they traveled all across the United States. And I did this song and dance routine with Marlon and Michael. I did the lead and they accompanied me in the dance. And I was on stage dancing, doing my thing. And they, came in and accompanied me and they were dancing around me in a circle. And they had me scared to death because they said, Rebe, don't look down. There's a roach crawling up your leg. And I started screaming right while I was performing. And he started laughing. Crazy stuff like that. While you're on stage in front of an audience, this goes on.
Once again, that ain't just for a laugh. That's to hurt the people you working with. Like, there's a young girl trying to get her career on, and you stage, you understand, trying to break her spirit, you understand, or throw her off her game. That ain't for fun. You know what I mean? That don't for Rebe's making nice of it. But that ain't for fun. That's to stop her career from going where she could go because he had himself on his mind. Because he was thinking about himself being ahead. Go ahead.
I remember Michael getting chastised with the rest of my brothers by my father. And he was very strict. He was a strong disciplinarian. And he did not play. And I'm sure he was afraid of that. I mean, he was always getting into trouble. So when he got into trouble, the next thing was the chastisement that would come after it. So yeah, I remember that very well.
Hey, wait, pause that. Now, pause that. Hold up now. Now, Rebe was there, right or wrong? Right or wrong, y'all? Y'all still there?
Sir.
So, Rebe was there, was she not?
Kind of one kind.
She was there. And she said, Michael was always getting into trouble. And so when it came to the chastisement, aka the ass whooping for doing what he's supposed to be doing, then it became an issue. And these producers, including his brother, you understand, who produced that movie, used and it's such a evil thing. Like he does evil things, and then he get beat by his father for it, and then his father get blamed for beating him. Like that's why, man, you come into this truth out, use wisdom, man. Use give you a great brain to work with. Don't be fooled by just the propaganda. Reby just told the truth. That this cat used to get into all kind of stuff. He was always getting into trouble. And then came the beatings from his father. And she said, that right there exonerates Joe Jackson, man, whom they trying to trash. Which, listen, I don't have a dog in the show with Joe. I ain't related to the Jacksons. Right. But I am related to the black man. That I am related to. And and the black man shouldn't be trashed for no reason. Our character, man, as black men must be upheld, because it's obvious this white man will produce a movie in a heartbeat that will make your father look like garbage. Look at he loved to play the interview where he got rambunctious with the reporter because the reporter was doing something evil to his 14-year-old daughter, was trying to break her spirit away from being, stop the interview and correct the man. And there was plenty brothers like that. They trashed Beyonce's father after a while. And he did the same with her that the Jackson did with his. They trashed what's this ball player that got his son in there with him now? It's all famous, everybody know him. I ain't into sports, so that's why I can't remember his name. LeBron James. LeBron James. They hate LeBron James for bringing it into the basketball thing. When I thought fathers is what we wanted. I thought fathers taking care of sons is what was supposed to be good and right. Let me tell you something, man. If you're a good father, white America hates you if your child becomes successful or you become successful and you got the image of a good father. They hate it. They desperate to get some dirt on you and trash you. And once again, if they can trash you, it trashes every black man. A black man is fighting too. We've been fighting 400 years to get authority over our households and over our nation. You understand? And because of it, it's to tear you back down. You understand? So let's go on back to Reby right quick.
All he'd have to do is look at you like this. Growing up, we were very close. I mean, all of us were close. And the thing I always think about or think in terms of with my brother is that as a kid, my mom had to work. And that meant that for those that were at home, they had to have a babysitter. And I was in school. So there were times when I had to walk my brother to my grandmother's house before I went to school. And she would babysit him, and then I would go to school. He would perform and do the moves and routine that everyone else was doing. But all of a sudden, he would add a little bit of something in there different, catch you off guard. And that happened a lot of times when he had to perform before people, too. And that was him feeling what he was doing. And I noticed that. And then not only that, just him getting into his routines and studying on his routines and trying to perfect what he was doing. I noticed that it came very easy for him because he loved it so much. And that's when I started noticing, and I'm sure everyone else did, how that there was a little bit of a difference, quite a bit of a difference, I should say, with his performing in the others. He was always tap dancing all over the house. He would, you know what he would do? He would put on roller skates and skate around. This is so dangerous. Skate around the swimming pool to see how close he could come to it without going in. He would dance as he was doing it, and tap dancing too.
Ain't no question that boy was talented. You think he would appreciate what he got from both his father and the black community. But he was selfish and rebellious and had a demon on him. Go ahead.
Money that they would gather together from performing in the local area, he would take his money and save it, and Marlon would spend his. And then Michael saved so much of his money, he wanted to have his own little candy store. So he'd go down to the corner store, he bought candy, and he sold it at the house, or he called himself selling it. But I have to tell you, something that was really funny about it is Marlon would sneak and eat his candy when he wasn't watching. He was upset, he'd cry and chew him out about doing it. That candy store meant everything to him. When I first heard it, I couldn't believe it. And it was sort of exciting. And I went, wow, that's them?
We can stop with Reby right there. Can you bring up Michael for me? I mean, not Michael, I'm sorry. Bring up Janet. Let's bring up Janet right quick and let's get Janet up in the game. Any questions? Anybody got any questions on it? It's obvious that this was an assault on the black man and the black community. Joe Jackson should have been celebrated. Instead, he got falsely accused of beating his kids when his kids was the ones that was out of order. His kid, rather. Not kids, but that kid. And once again, a father knows his kids. If you know from young you got one son and he's very rebellious, you're going to focus in on him. You're going to try to make sure that you keep him in line. Without Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson would have never been able to take that talent that he had.
That's right.
To the heights that he took it to. Hell, you was running around with a monkey and a giraffe. Right. What was you going to do? Well, where was you going with that? Nowhere. Joe had to get him focused and get him performing, and then his talent came out as he locked all the way into that music.
Right.
He would have been another gremlin running around Gary, Indiana. Probably would have been a gangbanger, probably in the penitentiary right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Please, man. Or some sodomite somewhere. Read on. And I shouldn't say just Joe and Catherine. It was a team effort. And a great team. Go ahead. Let's get Jan and see what she got to say.
$5 million would I appear in my brother's biographical film for even a single second. Jermaine only wants to cash in on his legacy and use it as a shortcut to get his own son into the entertainment industry. It's a scheme he's been running all along. He has never truly wanted to honor Michael Jackson at all. I watched that film.
That was Janet now. That's his sister. She said he ain't never wanted to honor Michael. He's just trying to work on his own, what did she call it? His legacy. He wanted to make that film, get paid, and that be it, and threw his father under the bus to do it. Threw his father under the bus to make money, to make the movie seem like you know, something you need to go see about how the king of pop was abused by his father when the whole goddamn thing was a lie. And a lie that's been spread about black men forever. Right. Like it's a whole demonic spirit in this country when it comes to black men, Latino men, Native Indian men. Like you can't have no masculinity around them. Right. Go in the store, go in the grocery store, and just ignore white people. And you just go into the grocery store picking up things and just don't look at them. And watch how they come all in the aisle with you. They want your attention every minute. They don't want you to be strong and independent of them. They want to bump into you. They want to have a conversation with you. They want your opinion of things when they know they hate you. But they want to know what you're thinking all the goddamn time. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, going back to Janet.
His glamorous, perfect stage performances and career achievements, portraying his life as some kind of fairy tale success story, as if his only struggle was his relationship with their father. He endured immense pressure.
Hold it now. Hold it. As if all he went through was his struggle with his father. This is a cat that didn't know how to sit down with nobody. He didn't even know how to be around people. Listen, he born in Gary, Indiana, one of the poorest cities and one of the highest murder capital in the country. And instead of him getting together with the other fathers in Gary and saying, man, we should come together and see how much talent is among all our families. We should turn this into a talent area. Instead, this nigga goes off to California and builds him Neverland Ranch, a goddamn ranch filled for animals and kids. Right. In an area that's damn near all white. Like, damn the families that was in Gary with him. Damn the poor families that didn't make it out. Damn the families whose parents lost everything they had because the steel mill shut down when they started buying steel from Japan. You understand? Damn all of them. You understand? Like, we become successful and we taught by the slave master to turn our back on our own. To forget about our own. They love to tell you that. You got to forget them cats you came up with, man. They're going to have this problem and that, this and that. Why? Because they want you to cut them ties so you can just be a selfish pig and only go for yourself. Damn that. Take your brothers with you, man. That's right. You roll with me in the mud, I roll with you in the castle. You rolling in the dirt, I'm rolling with you in the palace. We down with each other. Like, damn that bullshit they coming with. That's a white man's way of thinking. He's, like the scriptures say, he estranged from the womb. So you shouldn't even be trying to expect him to come up with nothing. You know what I mean? Go ahead, let's take it back to her.
Physical changes caused by vitiligo and years of relentless public controversy. All of these pains are downplayed, glossed over, or simply erased from the narrative. They just keep exploiting his fame to make money while avoiding the real truth of his life, and that in itself is an insult to him. When he was alive, Jermaine even wrote songs attacking him, calling him a race traitor, and spreading lies.
So the whole time his older brother hated him too. The whole time. Now you know what Joe Jackson went through. Now you know why Joe Jackson was arguing with him to get them to work together, to get Michael to go rock out with his brothers, to bring them brothers together. Like, Joe understood family, man. Right. You understand? They hating on that poor cat from Indiana that worked in a steel mill, but he knew more about family than these Edomites do. Than these Epstein file bastards. He knew more about family than them. He understood for them that they should have stuck together and had somebody to watch over them. If you believe the movie at all. Instead, they turned around and trashed the man. And trashed every other black man that went through this. Or will go through it in the near future. Somebody trying to say something?
Salakia, General.
Go ahead,
Kind of one concert, if I could. I remember growing up down south. I used to watch a movie all the time called The American Dream, the old Michael Jackson movie. I remember how they painted Joe Jackson, even in that movie, to be like the most cruel father known to man. But when he would deal with his wife, even when he lost his job, he would go, like his slavery, he would go and tell his rib, he'd be like, we gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. We gonna be good. And she just trusted him. Kind of one concert.
Like, that was manly. That was manly. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nothing help a young girl better than having a father who has a strong voice, and a righteous judgment. You understand? Don't nothing make a young girl coming up stay right in her spirit than when she can say to her siblings, you better not. You know what dad gonna do. You better not do that. Dad be home in a minute. You're gonna be in trouble. Like that makes a young girl feel safe, which this world does not make our daughters feel safe. You understand? So it's bad enough that our kids got to go to school at 6 years old and leave their mother and father's house and be put in the hands of white teachers that hate them. You understand? That's bad enough. On top of that, they got to deal with so many other things as a baby. Don't nothing make a young girl feel safer than having that strong father that says those things, man. But he been portrayed like such a brute and a beater and a torturer and an evil man that he don't even get a chance to do it right and masculine. He don't even get a chance to do it. Because the minute he raises his voice, it's like he's the devil incarnate. This white man used plenty of propaganda against us, man, to hurt us and to hurt our families. Matter of fact, hold what you got before and give me the scripture where the Lord said you must first bind the strong man. You know the one I'm talking about in the New Testament? Do you know what I'm talking about? All right, beautiful, bro. Let's rock it. That's a good scripture to point out exactly what we're talking about here. It's ridiculous, man. And we need to put all that back together. Megan the Stallion. Some of you sisters lost the truth over Megan the Stallion. God damn. Sisters left the truth over Megan the Stallion. You big dummy. And any brother that left the truth over Megan the Stallion, you was definitely a secret sodomite. You was you leave the truth over Megan the Stallion argument, you has got to be a sodomite. You watch that nasty hoe in them booty shorts, and all you could think about is putting them booty shorts on your goddamn self. You nasty nigga. So somebody to trash Megan the Stallion, now you mad. Damn that. You got that scripture? Call it when you get it.
Kind of one concert, the book of Mark.
Go ahead.
The book of Mark, chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house.
See that? A strong man's house, you can't get in there, man. You can't divide that family. You can't harm nobody. You can't poison nobody. Because a strong man, all the family gonna go looking at him before they go listening to your dumb ass. They're gonna say, well, let me check with my dad. Let me check with my father. Or the wife gonna say, go check with your father. You understand? Go ahead.
And spoil his goods.
And steal all his goods. You can't do that in a strong man's house unless you do something first. Go ahead, Al.
Kind of one con. Except he will first bind the strong man.
First, you got to bind the strong man. You want to know how come they destroying our sons and daughters? Because they done put out enough propaganda to bind your hands. Enough propaganda to teach your woman to never trust you, to guide her in the right direction, to make your home stable, to make it strong, never guide you on how you ought to be with a sister, how you to cherish her, look at her preciously and correct the hell out of her in her wrong if she's wrong, but how to be just with her. They ain't never gonna show you that. And because they hide that from you, our families are overthrown. Because they put that propaganda out and bind the black man from being able to stand up and be who he is, our houses get overthrown every day. Every day. Because they spend millions of dollars and put 4 or 5 whores up on a stage singing and partying and showing your daughter how to be a nasty whore, or your son how to have no regard for a young woman. It's hard for a nigga that grow up in a house with Catherine to treat a woman terribly. Usually a man that treat a woman terribly, their mother was, was caught up into whatever she was caught up into. Part of Esau's kingdom. But a woman like Catherine raising up her boys, them boys ain't raising up to become, evil men towards their own wife. And furthermore, the Lord said, be not jealous of the woman of thy bosom. Don't be jealous of her, man. What you jealous of her for? Let her be successful. Let her be all the righteous things she want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wonder why your woman rebelling. Sometimes your woman's rebelling because you are jealous of her. And she can see it. You don't like that she got a career. You don't like that she got a decent job. You understand? If she's respecting you and working with you, there's a few sisters that's on that level. Very few. Very few. But if she is on that level, man, don't be jealous of her. Let her rise in her spirit and in the things she could be great at. She gonna make you honorable anyway. The Lord said that you were gonna be honored at the gate by the garments and things that your wife does. And I see it true every Passover. Every Passover, I see it to be true. You understand? Okay. Yeah, Yediah and Marah got y'all message to what? You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Okay. Like, that's where we gotta go with it. You got any other tapes? What other tapes you holding up?
Salakia, sir. I got another video of Joe Jackson, sir.
You got what?
So I got a video of Joe Jackson, sir.
All right, we come to Joe in just a second. Are you holding any scriptures?
Kind of the one, sir.
Which ones you holding?
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25.
Okay, let's read that right quick.
Kind of the one, the book of Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church.
Did Christ chastise the church? Hell yeah. Did Christ do everything he could for the church? Hell yeah. Did Christ have compassion for the church? Hell yeah. Meaning the schools, the nations, the brothers that came into the truth. Did Christ pray for them? Hell yeah. You need to ask yourself a question. Do you pray for your woman? Or do you muse all day on how mad you are with her? Do you go to the Lord and say, Lord, help this sister to see the things that I'm saying in righteousness and help me to see where she's missing it at? Like, do you care enough about your rib to call on the Lord? And the same for you sisters, man. When that temptation comes for you to go sleep with that cat on the job, do you care enough about your marriage or that brother, you understand, like Christ did, to be single-hearted towards him? To say, hell no. I made this choice, this is what I'm doing. Because Christ going out there and worshiping a second religion is nigh on to you going out there sleeping with another man. Is like the exact same thing. And you got to be strong enough for that to not happen. Not to be seduced to that, because that's what's coming out the walls. Like I mentioned on the other up in Chicago on the podcast, that line by Pharrell was so evil. To just straight up and tell sisters, cheat on your man, that's how you get ahead. Like, that went into the minds of millions of young girls. And you got to fight that demon. And you got to be an example against that demon. Like, the sisters in the truth should be examples to push up against that demon. Because you push up against that demon, and it'll reveal any sister that's not in the truth, that's not real. She get exposed. You understand? Should get exposed. Good. So that's the route you got to go. All right. Go ahead and finish that scripture.
Kind of the one concert. And gave himself for it.
And gave himself for it. Boy, oh boy. Like you can't tell me Joe Jackson didn't give himself for that family. He didn't get in that steel mill and work his ass off teaching them kids how to sing and dance. You understand? For himself alone. He did it for them as well. Had them in his mind. Had them so much on their mind, they had to turn around. They had to turn around and even put it in the movie somewhat about how much he cared about rolling with his family. You understand? So it's damn ridiculous to now turn around and let Esau portray him like this cat was, some diabolical, super evil enemy of Michael Jackson's success. And he the one that him and Catherine made that boy successful. Come on with it. Somebody give him a mic. I can barely hear him.
Yeah, sir. What I see, can you hear me, General?
I hear you clear now.
What I see that Joe Jackson was able to do with them kids, General, was he was able to cure ADHD.
Yes, he was.
All the energy in the world, and whenever they came home from school, it's time to practice. He never let them run out in the streets, never let them get into gang banging, never let them do anything that would bring dishonor to his family, which means that this brother already had an honorable reputation. You see what I'm saying, General? And
yeah, I see exactly what you're saying, and you 100% correct. Like that was so noble. Remember now, steel mill. Just Google working in a steel mill. You gonna see what's up in there. I send some of you brothers to go work in a steel mill right now. You're gonna melt. You're gonna melt before you get to the door of the steel mill, just of the horror of working in that damn place. And remember, he did that, and then he got home, they got home, and it was time to practice. And of course, many times I'm sure Michael didn't want to practice. Maybe several other ones of them as well. But that man put 8 children on the stage to fame. 8 of them. Even Rebbie went and, had a hit record. And it shows you how, once again, how selfish Michael Jackson is. He had the money to produce them all. He had the wealth. He had the wealth to make every last one of them far bigger a success than they was now. He could have put so much money behind them. They had to do it on their own pretty much after Joe got them their initial success. And like you said, like that was a cat that kept them. You listen to them in an interview, you could tell these ain't people that was in the streets. They wasn't gang banging and all that. And even in the interview with Stephanie Mills said that Michael Jackson did not do drugs before he had his hair burnt up. He didn't use no drugs. So he wasn't caught up. And he wasn't caught up because Joe and Catherine kept him away from all that. Until he eventually ventured into it as he got a little bit older. Right. So what you're saying is right. Like Joe kept him from all manner of evil. And Gary, Indiana ain't but what? 20 minutes from Chicago. Right. And go back and read the stories of Chicago in the 60s. Between the mafia gangs and the black gangs, all trying to compete, and the false religions that were setting themselves up. Man, you had little to no chance of survival. In fact, the brothers coming out of there now alive and standing on their feet and waking up to the truth is a miracle. It's a miracle. And the brothers who's willing to be strong enough to fight for those brothers to do those things, that's who gets demonized. That's who gets demonized. Like Christ, the king who was demonized for helping them brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something, it's a demon that comes with fame. And that demon, and Joseph experienced that demon. And Joseph the Lord reversed Joseph's fortune over that. Now I'm going to show you the reverse of the Jackson 5. When Joseph's brothers saw that the Lord was going to bless Joseph and rise him above them, they got together and sold him. They went to get rid of him. Like, there's a demon that comes on brothers when they see another brother rise and become successful. They want to tear that brother down and they want to get rid of him. So that their success doesn't. That's why they all up in that music industry hating each other. Same demon that was on the brothers that when they saw what happened with Joseph. But Joseph was wise. When he rose to prominence and they came to Egypt, he played a game with them, had them accused of stealing. And that accusation humbled them greatly. Humbled them to realize that what the Lord had done was big and he was about to forgive them for what they did to him. And then when he told them to go back and bring their younger brother, they were doubly traumatized because, of course, their father was like, don't lose my youngest son. Don't let my youngest son be killed also. But then he eventually revealed to them that he was their brother, man. And because he did that to them and showed them the other side of what it could be, they realized and repented and they let that demon up off of them. And now they was happy at his success. You understand? And again, he was not like Michael Jackson. Joseph went and helped his brothers, got them in high positions and in the Egyptian empire. And they became wealthy and prominent. And he turned around. He didn't go do crossover. He didn't cross over to the Egyptian world. Joseph told the children of Israel, tell the Egyptians that you sheep herders. Why? Because the Egyptians hate sheep herders. Why did the Egyptians hate sheep herders? For the same reason they hated Joe Jackson in America. Because he's poor and he works a poor, suffering job. And they hate a poor black man, even though they make him poor. But Joseph didn't want his brothers to get caught up. So he told them, tell the Egyptians that you sheep herders. So they can move you away in Goshen by yourself. And he was wise. He was very wise. And it was the reverse of what happened with Michael Jackson's selfishness. And Michael Jackson didn't think of them. He was forced to have to work with them instead. And the minute he got a chance to leave them and cut their throat and go ahead and just, go after his own goals and sell himself out and teach so many black kids that it's all right to be a transvestite, a man dressed up like a woman, you understand, with permanent lipstick and eyebrow pencil on your eyes, damn near tattooed on. Like that's what he taught. Meanwhile, he celebrated in the black community as the king of pop. He was talented. I don't take it from him. But he was an abomination before the Lord, and an abomination to the black man's character. That's right. You know what I'm saying? So go back. Where we at? I know we're a little over the time at this point.
So, like I said, we just finished the script, Ephesians 5. You want, if you want to go back over that?
No. I think at this point, man, we could go ahead and wrap it up. Well, let's play Joe Jackson, and then I'll come back. We'll wrap it up real quick. Give us a couple minutes. We'll tool up to get ready for the show tonight. All right, we're going back in again with the show tonight. The usual Wednesday night show. All right. So let's hear from Joe.
Kind of one concept.
Joe, do you have any at all bad feelings about the way Michael was raised? I know you're denying the stories about violence, but as you look at it, were there any mistakes you made?
I didn't make no mistakes, Larry, because Michael was raised properly. He didn't run the streets like most of those other kids that was in his neighborhood. Michael
why
had,
did he say
Michael,
that you
listen now, you got to understand me. Don't cut me off here, Larry. Michael had claims that he had a dual life. Michael never had he had his own brothers and sisters to play with. And that was the other, but most of those kids that was Michael's age during that time, they're not living now. So you know.
So when he...
Now, he already denied the claims, but Larry King want to get him on something. Like, but was there some mistakes that you made? And he was right to not admit even if it was any mistakes. Because all they want is one tiny thing to hold on to so they can trash him as a person, man. And you saw his strong character. He told Larry, don't cut me off. Once again, he had to be strong to pull that household together. You understand? Now, of course, you know, I'm sure he still beat Michael's ass at different times. But he wasn't no monster up there like they trying to betray him. Go ahead.
When he didn't he once say that you were physically, emotionally abusive to him?
I've never been abusive to him. Never have.
But did he say that? Did he ever say that, to your knowledge?
Well, I don't know whether he said that or not, but I hear the media keep hollering about abuse him. I never abused my son.
Larry, can I say something, Joe? Larry, do you
wait, Ro, let me handle this right here. Let me handle this. The media keep hollering about saying that I beat my son. That's not true. You know where this beat started? Beat started in the slavery days. They used to beat the slaves, and then they used to torture them. That's where this beating started at these slave masters. That's where that come from. But hey, there's a lot of people in America, Larry. A lot of people in America spank the kids. You know, if they say they don't, they're lying. They're lying. And Michael was never beaten by me. Never beat at all.
You're on record.
Now there it is. He said, "Listen, he told the truth, and he was strong about it." Yes, he spanked Michael, man. Yes, he had to deal with him. You understand? But Michael didn't end up horrible. He was just selfish, man. And that's how they was able to get over with that whole lie that they put out. And look how much, like, you bring Joe Jackson on from Gary, Indiana, in poverty, working in a steel mill, and you hone in all the way in on did he beat Michael? Did he beat Michael? That was the most important thing. Nothing about what it took to get out of that hellhole. Right. Nothing about what it took to keep that family together.
Right.
Nothing about what it took to keep his marriage together. Right. Nothing about none of that. But fully demonized at all times. And brothers, that's what happens to us every day in small ways in this country. On your job, with your own woman, with your family, all that. And brother, that's what we opened the Israelite School of UPK for. So to make sure brothers that want to be men and stand up and bring our nation back, damn right, have the opportunity to do just that, man. You understand? So with that, I turn the class over to the captains over there, Salakia. I don't have everybody's name. And I'll be back shortly, man, for us to jump in on the radio show with all the other camps that want to jump in. Mashak will be there, and we'll all get it on, man. It's Captain Malquad, Captain DeBarmoff, a.k.a. Captain Zip Tie, you know what I'm saying, and everybody else, we're going to get it on. I'll see y'all in a few minutes, all right, fam? Everybody out there, pay your tithes, support the truth, all right? See y'all next time. Shalom. I'll be right there.
Shalom.
We're gonna do a Curtis and the sisters. Men of Israel, Maja, Mr. Stan. Men of Israel, Mahdi, Bottom Spot, Mahdi, Barak, Yahanna. Got the top. Well, I'm sorry. Turn to face sisters. Agwathi, Amaju, Mr. Stan. Men of Israel, Amadi, Shabbat, Amadi, Barak. Dismiss.
27 Club. Right, gang, let's really nail it this time. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Been in this shit for some years, I ain't never left.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.